what we talk about in these episodes is how to reimagine recovery. So, or treatment and recovery. So, you started speaking about that to an extent, and I wonder if you could just elaborate on what do you feel needs to be reimagined in the field of addiction treatment and recovery overall?
I think access to care, I think we've all talked about that, but if you have resources, if you're advantaged, then you can get proper care. If you don't, then you're beholden to whatever is available. And I think that there's a significant difference in the care that's provided at some of the facilities that are part of NAATP and whatnot. But I think for me, having training, having conversations in leadership, and taking, let's say this nicely. I think this all leadership has to take more of a role in providing better access to care. I think that if the leadership doesn't see that there's an issue with providing treatment to those that are marginalized, underserved, then we don't see the change. And then we have the status quo. And the disparities and the gaps in treatment are wider. And, there's just this, and that's a problem for me.
And what was that?
And that's a problem for me.
Yeah. So that isn't something I hear a lot of leaders talking about. And I would love to hear that more. I wonder, when you say leaders have to take a role in expanding access to care, how can they do that?
First, I'll tell you how I'm doing it, right? I'm a little 12-bed nonprofit sitting here in Los Angeles in a very oversaturated market, right? And so I started with my clinical staff. I started giving, I enrolled all of them and myself into Resma Medican's somatic abolitionism workshop. It's a 6-month-long workshop, doing some internal work and looking at our own values and making those change. So I started with my clinical team, and then I moved to my support staff, providing training, providing access, and diversifying my staff, because there's something monumentally important when I walk into a room and I see a version of myself. So diversifying staff, training my staff, and then doing outreach. We get to talk about these things and having difficult conversations about what are you doing to make, to create better access to care. And I also have raised money for scholarships for those that may not be able to afford. And I think that, as well as, a lot of big corporations make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. I think that creating a space for more folks that have some resources, but not a lot or no resources to get the help is important.